Episode 951 of the show. You couldn't be doing anything because it's Corona. But you're here, okay? And thank you for that. I really appreciate it. A little bit of Rufus Du Sol. Song's called Underwater. You know what I'm saying, man? It's a good one. Yodo's Dawn remix, if you will. Whatever. So, hey man, all is quiet in the cryptosphere. Not many moves. Oh, with Bitcoin still above that old support resistance 7,000 area. Barely. Clearly looks like some form of a small amount of consolidation. Contraction. After the impulse. And it seems kind of neutral to me. I mean, we could break down and test 6,800. We know it's a historical support again. Dude, it's the weekend now. So expect effery. Expect stupid stuff to happen. And then by the end of the weekend, it's back to where it was, right? Get a big sell-off and a rally intra-weekend. Okay, or just like we could sell off to 6,800. If we hold 7,000 long enough, we'll probably be at 7,400. To test that again, and then we could break that the second time. All right, we know that where the 618 is around 7,900, it's like 7,934. I mean, if the S&P is to run up to its 618, which is possible, we're not there yet. I mean, S&P closed at a critical overhead resistance today. Very, very good moves that all really stemmed from yesterday around this time when Gilead announced Remdesivir is doing really well. It's doing wonders for patients and their recovery, for that matter. Energy, man, kind of like, I think, the story of the day, right? It's wild. I mean, you know, many individual energy assets are just have mooned. They're up like 13, 15%. I mean, they're like the top gainers on the S&P 500, many of them. So, we have to go to U.S. oil, I think, because the dumping that we've had, you got to find the charts with more history, and I've been using that WTI ticker. But like, yeah, with the energy assets being up, you were up. Okay, let's look at this. It's confusing, and I haven't really, today I've tried to take it easy. Okay, I really have. It's like trying to keto a little bit, completely, and yeah, man, I'm in that transition phase that kills your energy. You don't have energy. I mean, look where the futures were, 25.14, right? And then you go to spot, and it's 18.44, and there are still words coming out that you can get crude in some places in Texas for like $6 to $9 a barrel. So glut is real. You have broken critical support, $20. I mean, that was a big deal, man. Next target, $17, right? Yep, 17.12. You almost hit it, man. Very close. Oh, would you look at that? Did it finally play out, man? Really? Where the hidden bearish divergence finally did its thing with a high and a much lower high with higher levels. Positive momentum, excuse me. Great. And, it's crazy on the daily for crude, you're not oversold. So could go much lower if you break $17. You could see $11, right, from what we've looked at. Got to go all the way back to the 80s, man. I mean, whatever. This is a 2001 low. You're approaching that you may have already hit, but look, I'm just looking at the very bottom point of it, right? That's how I measured it, or that's how I plotted it. So I think that is in the cards. The fact that you're not oversold, man, there's more room to run to the downside. Like there's a lot of support here. You can see it 1990s, all throughout the 90s, man. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air doing things. Same with energy, sucking, okay? And then, you don't hold 17.12. It looks like you got like $14. Dude, there's all kinds of valleys everywhere. You see them, $15. It's almost like every dollar there's a valley that's been regarded. So you might bounce anywhere to make these lower highs and you just dump again. All right, energy destroyed. Futures killed it. unreal. I mean, but not spot. Okay, you get it, man. So, but you know, I mean, we can go to the equities market, the S&P 500, that again had a great day today. Very good, man. Keep it on the daily. Why not? Wait a second. Do I not have it plotted here? I mean, it was like 28.74 is the resistance. I know it for a fact. There it is, man. Yeah. I mean, it's that dollar. It's right here. And someone was asking me about this the other day because there were like these valleys that they bounce up, but it's like, hey, overhead resistance. Look at that now. I mean, the next overhead resistance is, you could say 2,900 to 2,940, and that's back from September 2018. But this is where we closed today at a high point from January 2018. That was the market expansion, right? That was like price discovery. It all ended right there. You know, we corrected and eventually got back on track for a little while. But, you know, it was like a year and a half of just whipsawing, ups and downs, barely, you know, investing in the S&P was tough here. You know, the index funds, individual assets were better, right, than just the S&P. So that's where you are, man. What a freaking end to a week like this, where, oh my god, V-shaped recovery. I don't know, man. You're still inside the golden zone. You can't argue with that till you break 29.34, that 618. It's still very common, and it's happened throughout all of history. Okay, but great news on, you know, remdesivir doing stuff, you know, to help people. That's great. Gilead, boom. It was Gilead, man. Wow, dude. I mean, I can't even imagine or believe that people are even asking about why the likes are off. I turned them off, yeah, manually, until this all blows over. It always does. We win the siege of time against trolls or whatever is going on. So don't worry about it, man. Hit the like button anyway, but act like it exists. But whatever, man. So that's the S&P. Closed that overhead resistance for 2018. Go to the Dow Jones. What's up, Josh Crossland? Thanks for the sub, man. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday. Dow Jones gapped up, and it is now, for the first time, exceeded a 50% retrace. For the first time, broken 23,990 on this relief rally, reflexive rally, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's probably some resistance here. Let me. This is not my normal playlist, so it might suck. But no, I mean, really, I guess there's a valley from March 2nd, 2018, and a valley from May of 2018 and November 2018. This happens one more time. Changing playlist. Can't do it, man. Don't tempt me. There it is, dude. I'm not doing it, man. Okay. Here we go. Wow. Okay, so I would think that if you continue on up, the next target is going to be like 24,674. But dude, think about it like this: how the Dow Jones is vastly underperforming the S&P 500. Because if this was the S&P 500 chart, you'd be up here, man, right? I mean, that's that peak. But I guess that is testament to how the Dow Jones outperformed the S&P initially, right? Because of infrastructure, President Trump getting elected, all that stuff. So, yeah. Still not even, I mean, you're getting closer. It's the next fib node. That's the 618 at 25,226. And you're not even close to overbought. So this could just continue climbing on up. 4-hour divergence is there, but how long has the divergence been there? If you've been following the stream, you know it's Bueller. Is it ever going to play out? Okay. So S&P, Dow Jones, Bitcoin. We can look at gold that had a bad day. Because, I mean, doesn't it make kind of sense a little bit why it had a bad day? I mean, it was like a risk-off day. 3% up on the Dow Jones, 700 points. That's big. So, yeah, the hedge against that, fear and uncertainty, and massive money printing. Well, today it didn't have its best one, right? And that's okay. I mean, you can see like a high and then a higher high, and then you up thrusted, right, above resistance. Couldn't hold on. And so now you closed right at where traders settled up February 24th of this year. I mean, that's it. It's on the dollar, on the cent. And that's it. That's all we've got. We're not oversold yet. Getting very close, though. I mean, bearish territory. Negative momos building. So there is no edge on the market on the 4-hour for a reversal to the upside. Of course. I mean, the reversal to the downside just kind of started. So maybe we could expect some more selling next week if the S&P and Dow Jones continued this irrational, insane rally, right? I mean, I wouldn't say it's irrational. Well, you know, like, we could have reversed to the 382. We could have reversed to the 50%. We're not. It looks like we're going maybe for the 618. Drain this coffee, man. Energy deprived. Recession canceled? No, I don't think so, man. Don't think so. This is a long, methodical occurrence that we're all in together. It's just the market priced in all the bad stuff for at least probably till June, like June 1st. And then if things continue to look bad, then, you know, beyond that, then the market will probably respond accordingly to selling off again. But yeah, with news on vaccines, and you know, it's not even a vaccine, it's just a drug already.
Can we look at BTC weekly? Could we be in a bearish macro ceiling going back to 2017? Thoughts, Mitch? We're testing it from the underside.
I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's a demand line. I'm talking about a supply line. I mean, we're not even close. I wouldn't even think about that, man. Like, you could, but look, I mean, you didn't hit it this time, right? You didn't hit when we made the falling wedge and hit the 50% retrace. Nope. So you hit the demand line, you bounced, and a long way to go. So I don't know, man. That's like $10,000 plus. That means you're getting back to the highs from before the crash. So I'm sure it'll be there. Yeah, it'll act. I mean, look, the way you can look at it in log scale is really nice. Let me see. I think I have it on another chart, and if I don't, I'll just do it real quick. Excuse me. Thanks for the $5 super chat, dude. Okay. Which is real quick. Let me show you. I'm talking about, and it actually looks a little bit better on the monthly. I mean, you can do it either way, but I'm not even looking at it like that 2017 low point, like I am here. All right, and sorry, this is log, like whatever. But this is the way. I mean, I like it for now, till something changes. I don't think I'm like off track or anything thinking this way, but I'm not including any of this. This is the pause in the trend, right, on the weekly. So this is the pattern. This is clear price contraction, right? Hey, Cesar Suarez, man, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Much love. So just talking about the pattern, the pause in the trend. That's what patterns are. You have impulses, and then patterns after. So, dude, symmetrical triangle. Wow. I mean, like, look, dude. This is kind of my thinking on Bitcoin. If it doesn't do something sometime this year, and it could take 3 more months, 4 more months, 5 more months, 6, I don't even care, 7 more months. But if you don't do something this year, what the heck's the point of this asset? With that being said, I feel good about Bitcoin late this year, right? I feel like with what's going on, it's almost like, how can you ignore Bitcoin? Okay, it's not a price prediction. It's just like with the fundamentals that are occurring with the mass money printing around the world, devaluing currencies, selling off our, children's birthrights and stuff. This seems kind of like a no-brainer for an asset to just store some of your wealth and having it in there and letting it do its thing. If it goes to zero, whatever, man. That's why you never put in what you can't afford to lose. But dude, the reward to risk, it's like this could 10, 20 times,
Is that a joint?
CVL.
CVL, thank you so much for the 420 CVLs. I think that's a beer or something, Corona beer. Thank you, man. Much love. Y'all amazing. Freaking love this community. Okay, so we got clear price contraction that has now got a second anchor point on the bond note, like it comes back down, and it'd be nice to test that again. All right, it'd be really nice to test that again. Found something out today, and since Bitcoin's inception, the stock market's had 5 really big and bad drawdowns, and every time it's taken Bitcoin with it kind of to a T. Like we gap down, we dump, we crash, whatever. Really big sell-offs, volatility. Bitcoin follows it to a T. But on average, about 8 weeks, Bitcoin starts decoupling again, decoupling from the equities market and starts doing its own thing. So where are we at, time frame wise? We're getting closer and closer to that point to where Bitcoin's just going to start doing its own thing again. All right. I mean, that's just a thought. So you're hearing it from me, dude. It's like it's do or die time for Bitcoin to have some serious gains. But just think about holding Bitcoin. Anyone who sold Bitcoin, for 4 years. I'm talking. It doesn't. Besides 20K, right? You can't at this point say if you bought at 20K, you can't say I've held it for 4 years and I've lost money. Then not enough time's gone by. But before the Great FOMO, anytime you bought Bitcoin, if you'd have held it for 4 years, you'd have made money on it, right? So with that kind of history, with the fundamentals of the world going on, with the financial system, what is the deal? What's the problem with having a little bit of it, of your net worth in this asset, right? Just saying. There you go, Ash. See, exactly. Case in point. Do a measure move. I'll do a measure move the upside and downside in log scale. Sure, if you want. It's insane, dude. It's 533%. $16,000. It's hard to believe. Yeah, dude, you can't even do it down. I have to, let's see here. Give me a sec. You have to augment, because we're doing it in log scale, so we're measuring for percentage change. Why is it doing that? I don't understand. Maybe I can't do it a measure move because it just moves. I can do this, man. Watch. 533%. Fine. 533%. Well, that's not gonna work to the downside. Percentage wise, I don't understand. Let's see, 16K, right? A measure move, 16K. I wouldn't probably look at it like that, because then it's of course measure move 0 or something, right? Yeah, it just doesn't apply to the downside. Probably not, maybe the upside, but if I was going to target here for downside or upside, I would use Fibonacci. So if it did break out of this and then it broke the all-time highs, you just go from your high point to low point to get your Fibonacci 32K, 41K, 60K almost, right? Golden mean ratio. And then if we dumped, I think it'd probably be appropriate to just swing low to high. And it's hey, if you ever break this December 2018 low, well then 2182, 1784, and 1335 golden mean ratio on the downside, right? So I would target that way. I forget the measure move, man. Just use fibs. Okay. Square but zero, man. Oh man, this song kind of sucks, dude. I can barely hear it. Let's just try our luck somewhere else, right? Alright, cool. Bullish divergence on the weekly. You're now out of bearish territory. You know, on the RSI.
Hey Mitch, can you please check this for me?
Yeah, Brian, thanks for the 1337. Much love, dude. Yep. Take a gander. Cintas, oh yeah. So, Cintas just, you know, 2 years of gains gone real fast. Makes sense, right? Cintas, you know, they do like industrial, like linens, commercial linens for restaurants and chemicals. They're a conglomerate. They do all consumer services, right? And services industry decimated. So, no surprise that Cintas wiped out those gains. But it's having a nice rally. It's underperforming the Dow Jones and the S&P, which I would believe this is probably part of the Dow Jones. High point to low point.
You measure moved from the bottom to the top. That is 500%. You would have had to measure from top to bottom. You can never lose more than 100% to the downside, since that will be zero.
I am not immune. My name is JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Yeah, I mean, with that tool, the way it is, it's all messed up in log scale. It doesn't matter, like, dude, I mean, again, right? Top to bottom, I think it's going to be screwed up anyway. It's just because of the sheer measured move, right? It's going to be effed. Bottom to top, right? Watch how screwed it gets. Screwed. Top to bottom. Still screwed. Right? Yeah, still screwed. See what I'm saying? That mean, like, you know, whatever. Yeah, but, dude, it's a low risk, high reward opportunity. There are many geniuses that believe in Bitcoin. Apart from that, I tend to believe the geniuses. So, we'll see how it goes, man. Just 4 years, right? You got to have, I think on Bitcoin, to hold it, to have that hold account, you got to think about long-term, like, time scales. You got to think about a broad, long horizon of time, like 4 to 10 years, man, 5 to 10 years. Bitcoin, hey, we're in here, we're analyzing, we're looking to see where it goes, right? Like, you know, the ebbs and flows of the divergence of the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly. But, you know, deathbed bet is what I call it. Sure, Jake. Yeah, sure. You know, but, you know, I think there's something about Warren Buffett. He's not very good at identifying things in tech. Yeah, there's record of that, so. I mean, can it, technical analysis, be applied to dominance? I mean, we can draw lines on the chart, but no one's physically trading that chart, right? No one's looking at it and identifying patterns and pulling out all their Bitcoin and putting it into altcoins, right? You know, it's just, so probably not. You would think that it's a little tenuous. So look, I mean, this is how bad it's underperforming. Where the Dow Jones Industrial is at its 50% retrace, Cintas has not even achieved a 38% retrace yet. It hasn't even hit the golden zone, the common retrace level on any asset, before it majorly versus the downside. So that means, like, if the rug gets pulled, this underperformer on the rally is going to possibly outperform on the way down. Oh, it could. Do it again, man. It's like, I don't know, dude. There are a lot of people who think that, Bitcoin for the future, 5-10 years, is like one of the, it's one of the best gambles. Who cares? But yeah, you're gambling a little bit. You're speculating. It's venture. I mean, you're pretty much buying calls on the future of money and everything else. Okay, so, I mean, pattern-wise, I don't really see a pattern here. Edge-wise, you're not even close to overbought, so this positive momentum could just keep building. Your volume's kind of receding, which isn't good, and you're underperforming the index funds. So that's not really a good thing. So that just means there is room to run. Think about the Dow Jones, S&P, they stay sideways, flat for a while. Cintas has the opportunity to keep running to catch up, maybe. Like, think about Bitcoin and altcoins, right? Bitcoin outperforms, it goes sideways, and then all of a sudden we start seeing like altcoins start going up 13%, when Bitcoin only goes up 3% some days, right? Just to catch up on the fib nodes. Oh, wow. Funny. Go figure, though. All right. Bradford, I wish I would say I was surprised. Nothing surprises me anymore in the live streaming worlds. It's crazy, dude. Okay, so that's Cintas. That's like the best I can do. Is there a real edge in the market? No, not really. We could look left. You're going to have some overhead resistance right around 210. Around 217. That makes perfect sense where it could continue on up before reversing the downside again, right? Peak from September 2018. That's probably your next target. I mean, I would say that this should at least be drawn. And it's like pretty much confluent with the 382. So that's probably where Cintas is going before it reverses the downside or breaks it and continues on up or catches up. I mean, it's up 7% today. That's great, man. That's fantastic. This one's talking about Ethereum. Look at it real quick. I'm talking about a double top. That's a big bullish engulfing candle, man. Right at a 200-day moving average. You're not even close to overbought, though. You're 57. But, dude, it's just kind of do what Bitcoin does, man. So we can try to... No, I mean, to me, it doesn't really look... It looks like identical to Bitcoin consolidation right now, where it could break to the upside or downside here. That's it. And if you break 175, you're going to 180 real fast. You got to break 180, you're going 186. There's just like a lot of support resistance looking left on Ethereum. Like, I think if it looks like kind of you've broken most of the resistance. There's just a little bit right here from January. Yeah, 170. So again, breaking that 180. That's like your neck. There's like no other resistance, man. And where we are now, again, if this doesn't stop Ethereum, then it is going to 180.
Hey Mitch, can you check out Switter? Not the best chart, but really killed it today.
Sierra Wireless Incorporated? I mean, many things killed it today, right? But I wonder what the reason was. It has sprung above critical 2011 supports. I'm gonna take a gander. Thank you, Raffle Zor, for the 5 super chat. Much love. All right, so yeah, it's again the spring. All right, you fell below an ice line, critical. Well, you're above it. So there's a good chance that we could see a back test of that spring in time. We'd come back down to 664, test it, and if it's real life, you back test the spring and then you rally to higher prices. I mean, channel-wise, like, yeah, it definitely looks like we got some sort of pretty large structure that's been in development, been going on since 2014. That'd be your supply line, and then you take it down to the low point. And look at that, man. Holy crap. Beautiful. You say it's not pretty, but I think it's pretty nice, man. Gorgeous. All right, without the down-sloping channel, with anchor points on the top and one on the bottom, we would never know. We just think, oh, it sprung, right? So interesting. Interesting look. Here's the thing, though. Like, on the weekly, there was only bearish convergence, even though you were over solds. Oh my god, man, hold on. Anyone does that. Excuse me. Kidding me, dude. So on the daily, nah, man, there was no edge on this thing. I mean, it seems like it was just a macro break to the upside, dude. That's all it was. Dude, what is going on with the freaking music, man? I wonder if that's an 886 retrace. Hold on, man. I'm having issues with music today. What the heck? Screw it, man. I don't even care. I don't even care. Okay, there's your Sierra wireless. If we're talking about retraces or anything, I mean, you know, this looks like the high up here to the low. 382 is 931, isn't it? And then the 618's around $15. So it could go higher. I mean, but like, what is it up today? Something stupid. Up 22%. All right, well, again, maybe it might be good to wait for a spring back test. And if you get a 658 and you hold that, or you come down to $6, and it's a zone. So like an ice line zone. Two different supports. If you can hold that, that might be an opportunity for a spring, and then we could run and then hit these levels. That's it. 3,547 blocks till the halvening. Let's go. Bruh. Let's go. My goodness, man. Looks so bad. Wow. My airline company is still bad, but I know Danny wants not LUV, which is Southwest. I don't even know Lovesack. I don't think I've ever looked at this in my life. I've never seen this man before. Or woman before in my life. Yeah, on this one, Danny, man, there was extreme amounts of Class A textbook bullish divergence, not only on the daily, but also the 4 hour. Very nice. Very nice looking stuff here. I'm going to just show you. Look, you had a low, a lower low, and then you had the same low with higher levels. It's beautiful. Continuation of divergence, and then it manifested into a nice move to the upside. TA respected. It was on both oscillators too. See, this is stuff we want to find on Bitcoin, but you just can't because we're still in that reflexive rally, whatever. Look at that volume that came into this asset today. Lots. I mean, what? That's multi-year highs on. That's all-time highs on volume today, Danny. Pretty spectacular. So I don't know, man. Like, was it a wedge? It looks like if it was a wedge, it like scrubbed out and broke out and double bottom below. But you know, when in doubt, you just use the channel tool. Let's go 1 and 2 here. Yeah, that is a breakout. A confirmed candle close breakout. Yeah, I love the channel because look, it's like kind of like heartline stuff you were getting. It's, maybe not. It's not that great. And that's kind of the only way you can really look, man. You could have done an equidistant channel, probably gotten 25% trendline touches or something. Maybe it looks good in log. Probably. Hey, we do it in log scale. You know, forget about that one. We can go from the top. It's percentage losses, exponential losses. How much? Is there even a breakout though if we did that? Like 1 and... See, you didn't break out of anything if you do it in log scale, buddy. But the thing is though, it's like... Right here is where you did break. That you had this channel, okay, it looked good, and then just like what? So, you know, if you just look at a supply line, just 1 and 2 and 3 here, we haven't broken anything, man. So very interesting take on log scale. Sweet. There you go, Diego. That was for your comment. All right. Very nice, man. Yeah, we can look at love too. That was LOVE. This is LUV. Love. Southwest Airlines, man. That looks good. What's up, Sue Dragon, man?
Hey Mitch, I know you've just covered BTC, but do you believe we still need to see capitulation before a significant move up and up and up? Love your streams, man. Respect your TA.
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like we saw a capitulation when Bitcoin went from 7,800 to 3,800 in less than 24 hours. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, man. Now at this point, I'm just looking for... You know, Bitcoin could continue on up inside of the same wave and rally to the 618 to 7800. It's very possible. But, you know, at any time, whether it's here or up there at 7800 to 8000, I think we would reverse majorly to start creating some harmony, XABCD stuff where we get a higher low, a double bottom, or a lower low. And then we start showing divergence in the daily. But the thing is, the contradiction there, what makes it so difficult right now, is that crash was so fast, and the context for Bitcoin was like, because of that crash, we're now getting classic Class A bullish divergence on the weekly, and that's extremely powerful, and that can give you lots of fall through price action getting divergence like that. Okay, and we just need to look back at the low from 2018. Real quick, Super Dragon, thank you for the 10 pounds super chat. But we'll go to Bitcoin after this. Look where love is, man. It's just like you're at critical supports from 3143. There's a long way to go to the downs. Tons of room to run to the downside, dudes. 536. You know what happened? Like, you know, during this entire recession, like airplanes were flying every day, making money, right? Every day. But now they're not. Like they're there, but they're just like, you know, limited capacity. Very few employees have laid off a bunch of people. This looks like classic distribution with a buy wall. It's like descending triangle stuff. where once this breaks for real, the rest of the buy orders, the rest of the demand gets absorbed by the sellers, we could get a huge move down. It's very possible here. Normally you don't hang around these supports this long if you're gonna rally the upside. That's too many opportunities, right? It just seems like once this gives way, the levee breaks, boom, you're going down to like 23 bucks. You could. Dude, yeah, like this is it, man. This is a big run up area, dude. So be mindful of Southwest. Love took a 3.5 billion bailout today. Brian, look at the performance. It's up 1.66%. You can't even tell. Can't even tell. All right, so since it got bailed out, time to moon. Something, I guess, if you are bullish or something you want to be bullish. I mean, I guess you can say, hey, look at all that volume with no movement. That means bears are putting in everything they can to try to push this price lower, but they can't. They're trying and they're failing. Multi-year highs on volume at this support, and you can't break it. That's the only good bullish thing I see. Price action and volume at an ice line. That below it is the abyss, for real. Okay. So again, on the daily, no real edge. You're just holding on positive momentum. I don't know how long it's going to last, man. I think we're in a zone where we should reverse majorly the downside to at least make a higher low, test other supports, or even maybe back test this demand line as support again. How nuts would that be? Getting like daily divergence down here at like 5K, and then it'd be X, A, B, C, and then D stuff, and we get this huge wave up. And that huge wave up could still only manifest into much lower highs than 10K. We go from that high to wherever this low point is. If it's a higher low, it'd still be here. And then you'd be looking for the 786 or the 886 for a reversal of the downside again. So, good news is, man, we use technical analysis to try to gain an edge on the market. And at the same time, there's so many times that we don't have an edge, so that means we don't really know where the asset's going next. And that's why you have a hold account. That's why you make a deathbed bet on Bitcoin. And if it goes to zero, oh well. You're younger, you got your health, you got a lot of time to remake that. Now, not everyone does, but I'm talking about people my age or younger. You know, you got lots and lots of time, man. So why not take a shot on this? And then in 10 years, after holding it for 10 years, hey, you may be rewarded, you may not. But it, to me, seems like a low risk, high reward opportunity for a long-term 5 to 10 year outlook. Sean S, that's fantastic. I mean, like the Bitcoin, for all its magic and stuff, you want it to be kind of like look, if something's not volatile, then it makes a more viable store value, right? That's how it works. Oh, it's not volatile, so it could be like, store value. And besides that crash, after that, man, this has been a wonderful place to store your money since that crash. Because it's appreciated in value like 40+% or something since that bottom, or more, 50%. So I don't know, man. I think it's, remember, it has these moves down, these drawdowns with the stock market. And then after about 8 weeks, on average, of all those drawdowns, it starts decoupling from the index funds and the equities market again, okay? So we're getting there. Just be mindful of that. Okay, man. So semiconductors today, pretty underwhelming day. A little hangover from yesterday, right? You talking about Activision, or not Activision, my God, man. AMD and Nvidia, probably Xilinx too. Look at Nvidia. I think it pulled back. Yeah, not much, but it's there. And one thing you can't argue with is the fact that Nvidia, as of yesterday, filled a gap. And there's one more gap, if you can even believe it, kind of right around 308.75. But dude, you got to know, these are like areas where people take profit. These are areas where people start going short if the macro is going to start turning bearish, right? It's just the context. It's a great looking pattern, but you just got to know, like, since the bottom, look how deep you are. So value on Nvidia, it's hard to say there's any value on Nvidia. Dude, you're at an 88% retrace, man. I mean, between the 786 and 886. So of course we know keep going higher. Could rally to 362 and make a 100% measured move. That'd be great. But man, look at the positive momentum compared to this first move up. It's just not. I know it's not like bearish divergence from here. Oh yeah, I guess it is, right? From here to here, you're diverging. You're not overbought though, so there's still room to run. We could come up and test 316 to double top. I don't know if we're gonna have the fuel in the tank to break this 316 again. I remember this vividly on Nvidia. Double top, kind of like this. It wasn't because of the market crashing though. It was back 120. It was $120, and it doesn't look like anything compared to this now. But if you remember, dude, this was it right here. It was like you had this crazy run up, and then you crashed, and then you double topped at 120. Yep, 120, and then you went down, and it took another quarter before you started running again. You double bottomed, all that. But anyway, this kind of reminds me maybe what's going on. I don't, you just don't have the fuel because you just straight line up. Down 0.1% today. Man. What's up, Crypto Somniac? Raw Palmon. A little bit of Real Vision Connect. Hey man, nothing wrong with that, right? So you got that, right? You got NVIDIA, and then you got Advanced Micro Devices. Same stuff, right? Beautiful. Still haven't hit. You still have not hit your measured move, 100% measured move of the pattern, but you're at an 88% retrace, which is definitely areas. I mean, here we go. I mean, this is 4-hour bearish divergence, very real. Like, you can't even argue at this point. That is impending price action versus the downside. So AMD could come to fill a gap at $51 before pivoting and running again, if it's gonna. All right, just keep that in mind. Be cognizant of the divergence, man, on the Kang, or one of the Kangs, the semi-Kangs, the CPU. Kang, whatever. I said, dude, gaps get filled, we sell off, we reset the oscillators. I mean, look, we're kind of overbought territory. So we sell off, we pivot, we run again, and then maybe hit that target in time. Just think about how symmetrical it'd be. I don't know, to come back, you fill the gap, or maybe you come back down here to $50, right? And starts becoming like this complex pattern. It's like what the happening? And you get some sort of like crazy looking, complex inverse head and shoulder. Whatever. I'm spitballing here how this, what could happen, drawing conclusion. Oh, we come down and test it, and then we rally again. Okay. What about the music? Quarter crawler. What about it, man? So we've been live now for about an hour. So if you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. You don't have to. Doesn't matter. It's Friday. Probably just gonna do a quick stream. Brown Jordans and April 17, 1930 retraced 50%. Oh, dude, yeah, and we've looked at that countless times on stream. The 1929 crash and then the 50% retrace on the weekly, and it took time. We had our fastest drawdown ever. We're having our fastest markup ever on a reflexive rally. Thank you for the 536 here. Okay, so probably just gonna wrap it up soon. Bitcoin's not doing a whole bunch of anything. It's the weekend. A lot of people will be watching. When is the weekend, dude? So again, with Bitcoin, you're above $7,000. Really want to stay above that, man. I mean, that's a big problem area. You can see it at least in this short period of time between March 20th and now. 7K has been a major mega resistance. You've up thrusted, you just can't break it. But now you're above it. Are you just going to be a loser Bitcoin again and up thrust and fail and sell off? Or are you going to be a king and hold, and then maybe we see 7,400? Because if this does hold, chat, if it does, we will see 7,400 again to test it, I think. It's historical major resistance. Plenty of room to run on the RSI too. Is there any kind of bearish divergence or anything going on the 60-minute? I don't know. Just looking at it because why not? Who cares? No. Look at that, man. No positive momentum. Yeah, this could go green again. We could see higher prices. Oh my God, is that head and shoulders, dude, on the 60-minute? Whatever, man. There's not much of an edge here, okay? So we're just talking about everything. There's a square up at 66.60. Let that be noted. Just like we squared up here, finally. Right, April 12th. We squared up April 16th. You hit it perfectly. You've been up here ever since. So you gotta wonder, market participants gonna push us down to square up, or are we going to run and square up at 7,300? That is a square up that has not been hit yet. Right there, man. Very possible we see that. But either way, hard to argue, at least in the short term, that Bitcoin's in an uptrend. Right now, I mean, you're confined within two parallel upsloping trend lines, and you are making higher lows than your previous major lows inside the structure. You're now at the upper part of the parallel channel, right? You're in that. That's good. That's a real big deal. So again, like if you think about it, best case scenario for the bulls is like if it breaks some more. Look, the top of this channel is like 76.68. Okay, short term, not long term or anything. I mean, could argue it's like midterm channel. You're in the dead middle of an uptrend, a midterm uptrend, that where the bottom is like 6,400 and the top's like 7,700. Nice. I mean, again, like definitively, it is an uptrend. An uptrend is where you have a demand line and a supply line, and it's upsloping. That is literally like Wyckofian definition of an uptrend. Slope skywards. So Zatch H. That's like Zatch, right? Kind of. Yeah, eventually, or dead, right? Like again, the thought process is here. You know, you think that Bitcoin's going to have another major leg down at some point in the future, like the near future, next several months, couple months. But then after that next leg down is when I think we would have a momentous, powerful rally to the upside just because of the fundamentals and the things that are going on in the world. All right. Okay, hey, so Skyward Man just got word. Happy birthday, dude. Can we get happy birthday Skyward in the chat, man? You gotta find the source. Is it? Yep. Happy birthday, Skyward Man. Appreciate you being a part of the community for all this time. It's an honor to know you, man. Okay. Happy B-Day. B-Day's in the chat, everyone.
Hype in the chat!
No. Matthias, short-term uptrend. You can't argue because it is upsloping. Okay, go to the daily. Long-term downtrend. Since June. Happy birthday. Since June, dude. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower highs, lower lows. We get that, right? So you understand the difference, right? You can have short-term, mid-term uptrends inside of long-term downtrends. So once we break that demand line of that channel on the 4-hour and stuff in here, okay, it's broken and we're going to go to lower prices. And that's kind of, again, X, A, B, C, D stuff. That's all I'm saying, man. That's fine. There's plenty of room to run to the downside inside the structure of that downtrend that's been going on since June 26, 2019. I know, man. Contradicting variables. Monthly, not so great. Weekly looks good. Interesting, you know. Seller exhaustion on the weekly. The daily, not much of an edge. The daily's kind of more so like, hey, man, we completed our reflexive rally, positive histogram island, and we're waning. And it's time to go negative and sell off again. And once we get done selling, then we would round out, and then at that point we'd have divergence or convergence, and then we would get our rally to the upside, right? There you go. All the happy birthdays in the world, man. If I tried being an auctioneer, no, I could probably do it. Give me a script to read, man. Give me a script to read, and I'll try to read the way they do. And we can do an auctioneer. I mean, right? What's up, MK, man? Julia, people think I do TA like an auctioneer. That's why he said it. People have said that in the past, too. That is not the first time anyone said that. At all. Let's look at XRP real quick. Hey, man. Hey! Demand line broken, like Bitcoin. Wow, I'm so surprised. Held support, critical support, just like Bitcoin. Man, it's coupled up so well with Bitcoin. And you know, the next target on XRP is probably 19.5 cents, so half a cent. And then after that would be 20.462 cents. And you break that, man. Wow. That'd be serious. That's a square up, too, that you already hit. It's nuts, man. Alright, there's all kinds of... I don't even know, man. Like, look, yeah, dude. Like, this support resistance right here. 20 cents. What a freaking battleground area. You get all kinds of chop there. So that's the next... If XRP is going to rally, that's the next target. 20 cents, really. Okay. So rising wedge, you broke out. You're not making higher highs really yet, but that could change. It's like not much edge right now. Okay, not too much of an edge.
One shot at the chug. It's my birthday. Balloon.
What's up, fake Skyward? Yeah, one shot. If you don't get it, nothing else. Alright. Do it for birthday. It's just not gonna happen, man. Yep, see? It was a good try, though. Thank you, man. Fake Skyward.
Bruh.
Whew. Full retrace 618, so you're saying a retrace to 79.34, right? Because that is the 618, pretty much. Ah, oh, man. Dead today, dude. Brian, I don't know, man. Those are the least of my concerns right now. Okay. Probably never gonna happen. I don't know. Imagine a girl getting any of this and understanding it, and if she does, good luck getting respect. Okay, so alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Happy birthday, Skyward. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for coming by. Have a good weekend. Till next time, respect the TA.
Who'd have thought I lived to see these days? Much love to this community, y'all are kangs for sure. Here's one deflationary dollar for every year I've been alive, clinking beer mugs.
Dang, Scar, man, thanks for the friggin' $50, man. Coming in late. But, dude. Hey, I wasn't gonna say anything about how old you were. But, hey, if you want to do that, fine. Everyone knows now, it's public knowledge, Skyward is 50. I don't even know the rhyme for that one. You know, there's like Lordy Lordy, Skyward's 40, but 50. Lifty Lifty, Skyward's 50. Thanks, dude. Much love, dude.
Bruh. Adios, turd nuggets.